early February 2017, after 2 months of severe winter weather, it warmed up in Weiser, Idaho. Deep snow covered the ground everywhere. The river was frozen with thick ice. When the weather warmed up rapidly, things began to melt fast. The Weiser River rapidly rose to flood stage, and the ice-covered river spread out, flooding farm fields and low-lying areas around the city of Weiser. Farmer Calvin Hickey, chairman of Flood District 3, worried about the damage and erosion that the ice flows would cause to the riverbanks and levees.
If it's moving, but when it plugs up, then of course it causes the damage, but that ice is just scouring the banks. And
Vicki Lukehart of the Weiser River Soil Conservation District worried about the damage as well.
It was heartbreaking when we first saw this. We could only see it the day of the flood event from far away, and this whole area was covered with ice. It looked like a foreign planet or something. It's indescribable. This was a beautiful structure, and now we just look forward to repairing it and getting it going again.
Several years ago, the Weiser River Soil Conservation District created a large wetlands area to filter out sediment from an irrigation canal as part of a $456,000 water quality project funded by the Idaho Department of Environmental Quality and the Environmental Protection Agency. The Weiser River spiked 2 more times in the spring of 2017, causing more damage before the river flow finally started to recede. It was time for Calvin Hickey to take stock of the damage to the riverbanks and levees that protect the lands from flooding. Starting at the Galloway diversion, Hickey surveyed the damage, and Snake River Horizons documented it with drone video footage. Hickey found numerous levees that had been damaged or breached in a 10-mile reach of the river. Upstream of the Unity Bridge, the river had cut away the levee like a knife. In May, Hickey and Lukehart reached out to multiple state and federal agencies for help with funding and technical assistance to repair the damage. Washington County had been designated a disaster area by Governor Otter during the winter to assist with getting federal funding to repair damaged infrastructure from the ice flows and floods. They hoped to get funding from the Federal Emergency Management Agency, or FEMA, and possibly the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, which had built the Weiser River levees in the 1960s. On a sunny day in May, Lukehart invited the Idaho Soil and Water Conservation Commission to tour the levee damage to see what resources they could provide. The Conservation Commission frequently assists local soil and water conservation districts with projects statewide. They were eager to help. Understanding the urgent need, the Conservation Commission immediately offered 200 hours of technical assistance via staff engineer Bill Lillibridge. Lillibridge could draw up engineering plans for repairs and handle the permitting with multiple agencies. In October, Hickey was ready to get to work on the repairs. The permits only allowed a short window of time to work in the river to rebuild the levees and riverbanks. Above the Unity Bridge, Hickey worked with a contractor to restore the levee along the Weiser River and integrate a series of rock barbs in the riverbank to slow down the water and protect the bank from the strong river current and future ice flows. An aerial view shows how the contractor followed the engineering design provided by Bill Lillibridge of the Conservation Commission. The river current hits the toe of the rock barbs, slows down, and forms an eddy behind the rocks, thereby reducing streambank erosion overall. By the Twin Bridges area, Hickey worked with a contractor to restore the levee on both sides of the river, following the Commission's engineering designs. Lillibridge designed the riverbank repairs so that the new levees would meet Army Corps of Engineers standards, an important consideration for any future damage that might occur.
A lady from the Corps came and inspected it, and she thought it looked really good. She said that's more than we could have fixed it, because we would have only been able to put it back like it originally was. So she was tickled to death to see this big armor type rock there. So I felt good about it.
The Payette Ditch Company also helped clean up the sediment ponds adjacent to the levee, so the water quality project will function correctly. Both Lukehart and Hickey appreciated the engineering assistance provided by Bill Lillibridge and the Conservation Commission.
It was a huge help because he did all the permitting. It took some time, but he came out, he made a couple trips down here and we looked at the sites and he did all the paperwork, the technical work, and got the permits. So that was huge for me.
Hickey managed to pay for the highest priority projects with flood district funds and landowner cost share funds. He got more than 5 areas repaired.
Thank God that the flood district actually had some money, because if we had just waited on funding from FEMA, it wouldn't have come.
I feel real good about what we've got done for the money we've spent. And these two here, if any flooding happens here, it goes into the town of Weiser, both sides, so I'm tickled to death to have these repaired.